welcome to AfterParty. So, by now you should have checked out the episode of Cocktail Party where we made king cake shots for Mardi Gras.
Which we have turned into drinks.
Yes, this is also an alternative as well. With this, I just did 2 shots of or 2 ounces of everything, and then 1 ounce of the Goldschlager.
She tried to back off that cinnamon.
Yeah, watch the episode, you'll see why. Let me try this out, actually.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
That's much better. You can definitely still, that Goldschlager is so strong.
It really is. It
has a very strong taste, so I can still definitely taste it in there. It's good that I just did the 1 ounce in it. So this just be easier for us to drink instead of having to like pour shots every single time while we're doing this.
Could you imagine? Mixing shots every
We have an actual king cake here with us too.
Ooh.
So that's fun.
This is one of my favorite desserts. Like I can't wait till Mardi Gras because this comes
doesn't
around.
like it has any like filling in it though. It might, I don't know.
Thank you, Walmart.
Right. Usually they have like some sort of like filling in it.
Well, hard times, coronavirus.
But let's get into talking about Mardi Gras.
Oh yeah, you're supposed to tell me because I asked you on the previous episode.
Yeah, well, the cocktail party episode, you asked me about my first Mardi Gras.
I know, and I've been waiting the whole time to hear about your first Mardi Gras.
A whole like 5 minutes. So my first Mardi Gras. Well, actually, that's an interesting story because I grew up in Mardi Gras. We had it here locally. In Port Arthur. So
I didn't know about Mardi Gras until I got with this one.
Right. I went every year as a kid growing up. From the time I was like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 until I was like old enough, like a teenager to like go to like a real like better one. My neighbor actually, they loved Mardi Gras, and they went every year, and I went with them, and we would go and we would catch beads and we'd listen to music, and it's more family oriented there, more like community based, and so we would do that, and then we would go to a Chinese buffet afterwards, and I just thought that I was
so fancy, living the high.
I thought I was living the high life. I'm eating out in a restaurant in a town that has more than one red light, you know. So yeah, that was like my memories of that, and we'd like eat crawfish at the Chinese buffet because it was like, you know.
Do you suck the heads?
I do not. I do not.
I don't either. I don't suck the crawfish heads.
I do not suck the crawfish heads. I think that just grosses me out.
Those little eyeballs.
I'm not a huge fan of crawfish anyway. I like it if it's peeled and done for me. I don't like all that work to get that little piece of meat. Like I'm not someone who likes that sort of stuff. Like that's why I don't like to eat. I don't like to like crack crab. Love crab meat, but I'm not gonna like deal with all that.
A lot of work for a
little bit of meat. But so yeah, that was me growing up. Was Mardi Gras, and then I've been to Mardi Gras in Galveston several times. I've had a blast every single time.
I feel like that's where we went.
Yeah, we went together. And before we went, I actually had been several times before that as well, and I always have a blast with it. It's super fun.
It's a fun holiday.
It's not as packed as like New Orleans, obviously, but it's still like a really good time. It's a really good party. But
that's basically what it is. It's a big party with some beads.
Right. I've never been to New Orleans Mardi Gras, but I have this thing about like social like anxiety. Like I like don't like to be like crammed into like tight places with a bunch of people. And then it gets a little too crazy for me. Like they're like shooting each other and stabbing each other and robbing each other and like killing each other over some plastic beads, and that is just not the gig I'm trying to work with. I'm down to go to New Orleans. I just don't want to go to Mardi Gras. It's just too much. It's too much.
Well, they take it a lot more seriously than we do.
They do. Speaking of though, do you know what Mardi Gras is like about? Do you understand like the
I know there's a whole like Fat Tuesday thing and everything. Like you're supposed to get all of it out of your system. Is it like a religious holiday thing? Like you're supposed to like purge and do everything nasty before before you like give those
Mardi Gras if you're nasty.
Before you're like, oh, I'm giving this up for Lent or whatever. Is that right?
Yes, that is actually very, very, very correct. I'm proud of you. Look at you.
I know some things.
I didn't say you didn't know something, but usually, you know.
I mean, I'm a blonde, but I know some things.
Not naturally.
Ah.
So yeah, so Mardi Gras is actually It is a like Christian holiday, technically, and I think
Catholic.
I think it is a Catholic tradition. So your Fat Tuesday is the day before Ash Wednesday, and Ash Wednesday is like the start of Lent, which goes until Easter, and that's when you like give up all these things and all that stuff.
That's why you purge it out with Mardi Gras.
Right. So you get it like so Mardi Gras actually it's actually French for Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
So
she knows that too.
Yeah, well,
she knows a little bit of French.
You speak some French, so.
Did you not hear me on the last episode?
I did. I was here. I was right here. But I didn't know that's what Mardi Gras meant. I mean, I never really thought about it.
Why?
I thought it meant like a celebration or something.
Did you know that? Tell us what you knew about Mardi Gras before.
What do you know?
I would like you to put that in the comments for us.
But yeah, I think it's interesting. You know, I don't know. I just like that it's a party. I love a party, and a party that you get to dress up at and get like fake jewelry at. Sign me up immediately.
A drag queen holiday. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
This drink.
Yeah, it's a drink.
Yeah. So, did you know what the little baby's for?
I do. Do you know what it's for?
Yeah.
What's it for?
Why are you gonna ask me
What's
first?
it for?
Why am I answering all the questions?
What is it
You're
for?
supposed to hide the little baby inside the cake, and whoever gets the piece gets prosperity and like good fortune, and
Correct.
They are the king or the queen for that night.
You Googled this, didn't you?
No, I knew these things.
You Googled it.
I knew these things.
That's exactly what it says when you Google it. Because I Googled it.
Oh, did you not know what the baby was for?
I knew that it meant luck, but I also kind of thought that it meant that like you were going to get pregnant
That's
next
what
year.
I thought. Whenever I was a little kid, I was like, does that mean that you're going to have a baby?
Yeah. I don't know why the baby's in there. I'm about to try this king cake.
Oh, it's good. It's so good.
Oh, it does have like a little bit of like feeling at the top. I want more. It looks a little, I don't know.
I feel like I got one of the ones that were on discount. I feel like this one's going to go bad on Monday.
It's probably bad right now. But, I mean, it's a lot moister than I thought it was going to be. It looked a little dry to me, but it's actually not.
I love this. This is like my favorite dessert. Like I said, I wait all year long for this to come around so that I can just purge on it. I'll eat the whole cake by myself.
Right.
So if you know me,
Tuesday.
then you know that I love
Bitch,
my
I'll show
cake.
you Fat Tuesday. I'm getting cake everywhere.
I don't mind getting a little more voluptuous than I
Right.
am.
Oh yeah, it's like not bad.
I did get a piece earlier. I snuck a piece before we came in and filmed the episode, and the icing was kind of falling off a little bit. But
I'm actually kind of glad there's not as much icing as it normally is on a king cake, because normally there's a lot more icing, and it's just too much. It's too sweet. This actually isn't bad. I'm enjoying it.
It's good.
But they have other ones too. You know, they have like boudin king cakes.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
That sounds like
I have one actually.
Okay, I was gonna say that sounds like a real Louisiana thing.
It's really good actually.
Well, I'm not saying it's not.
But for those of you who do not know, if you're not like from the South, boudin is like, what is boudin? It's like, it's part of a pig. I'm pretty sure.
It's like a sausage.
It's like a sausage, but it has like rice in it.
And like,
is it rice?
Pork parts and
it's like inside of a casing.
So it's basically a sausage, but it's like, it's different. I don't know how to
explain. It's a southern thing, but it's so good, so good. I know people who like moved away, and like when they come home to visit,
they're like, "Where's the boudin?"
They like bring a cooler. They bring like an ice chest
bring
and like and put boudin in it and like bring it up there, because you don't have it up north. Like they don't do it. So it's not just like up north out of Texas. It's actually like in Texas as well. So like even just slightly up north, a few hours away from us, they don't have boudin.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, because I guess it's technically a Louisiana thing.
It's like,
so we're like right on the border.
We
of Louisiana.
are. So where we live at is like really close to Louisiana. Like we're like, what, like maybe 30 minutes from being into Louisiana. Like it doesn't take long. Like you can get to Lake Charles.
So we can still
in like an hour.
We can still get it.
Yeah, absolutely. They sell it in our region, like in Texas here. So
like I said, because we're like on the border of Texas and Louisiana.
Absolutely. But I love me some boudin. Boudin!
I do too.
Yes. So what else about Mardi Gras? I mean, you haven't had many experiences. You've only been to Mardi Gras with me, right?
Yep. But like I said, I didn't know what Mardi Gras was until we got together. I don't think.
That's kind of crazy. I'm sorry for your child.
I mean, I don't know.
So I actually have a really interesting story about one of my times in Galveston. So I'm about to date the shit out of myself, but
I love it.
Back, several moons ago.
These shots are getting to me. That's why I listen to that cake on you.
Hey, whatever. But we were in Galveston, me and some of my friends, several of my friends. This was before. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is before Lyft and Uber existed.
Well, you know that we're older than Google, right?
I am not older than Google.
When did it come out?
Girl, yes I am. I used to use Ash Jeeves.
I was about to say, don't be lying to these children. Much. Don't be lying to these children.
But we were in Galveston before Uber and Lyft happened, and so you had to take taxis everywhere if you didn't want to drink and drive, and obviously we're not going to do that because we're responsible. So we went out to the Mardi Gras section that was blocked off in the city, and we partied all night long, got super drunk. Well, the taxis, like, they were limited, so like people were like waiting, and we were like waiting and waiting and waiting. Like 2 hours went by of us waiting, like to get back to our hotel. The taxi lines were busy.
That's intense.
You couldn't get one. I literally watched two bitches like scrap over a taxi, like throwing each other on the hood. It's a whole ordeal. I'm like, this is too much.
Taxi.
This is too much. People were stealing each other's taxis. Like, it wasn't like Uber and like Lyft. Like, you didn't know who you were picking up. So you'd be like, they'd be like, you order a taxi? Hell yeah, I ordered a taxi. You get in, and someone's like, bitch, that was my taxi. And then like he's like, I don't know, y'all all get in. I don't care. Whoever pays the fare. But so it kept. Anyway, point being, I digress. We were waiting out there forever. This guy pulls up in a van, a big blue van, and is like, do y'all need a ride? And it was like 6 of us. And I was like, absolutely.
We're trying to get out of here.
I'm trying to get back to my hotel. I'm drunk. I'm not just going to walk to my hotel. This is too much. It was kind of cold. It was in February, so it was kind of cold. And so he was like, well, hop on in. So we get in. I'm like next to like my friend Erica. Shout out to you, girl. And I'm like, I don't think this is a taxi. And she was like, I don't think it is either.
What the hell did y'all get into?
And because there was no meter. There was no meter running.
It's just some random guy's car that you hopped into?
This guy's not a taxi. It's not a legal taxi. There was like 6 of us though and one of him. So I was like, you know what? If it goes down, it goes down. We can take him.
Oh my god.
Straight up. Then we picked up 2 more guys that were
in this taxi that's not a taxi.
That were walking to their hotel because they had got tired of waiting. And so we picked them up and then we all split the fare. And what is the fare? We don't know. We just gave him some money. Does it seem fair to you, sir? And he was like, absolutely, yeah, I got it. You're good to go. I'm like, okay, have a great one.
There's no meter.
And we didn't die. You know, this is before, you know, the kids today don't know how lucky they have it. Cheers to that. Cheers to being old. The kids don't know how lucky they have it that they actually can see who is picking them up and taking them somewhere. Like we don't know. We didn't know.
Christy, Brenda.
Yeah, no, we didn't know. It's just like, hey, what is this? Is this a ride? We're like basically hitchhiking.
Not a taxi. Hashtag hopping into strangers' cars, riding in cars with boys.
Boys. Don't sue me, Gaga. What am I saying? She stole from Madonna. So.
Oh my god. That is not this episode. Anyway, back to
right.
Mardi Gras.
So that was one of my funnest Mardi Gras stories. And then me and my friend Erica, shout out again. We convinced these 2 guys that we were like gonna hang out with them after the bar. And because we could it was during Mardi Gras and we could not get a freaking taxi from we had like done the thing and then we like went to a gay bar afterwards. And we could not find a taxi. They would not come pick us up. I'm like, I gotta go back to the hotel. You know. And so we convinced these 2 guys, we're like, hey, you know, let's like go to the hotel and like party and like have a good time, you know, wink wink.
Wasn't ever gonna happen.
And so they were like, yeah, totally, I have a car, I'll bring you over there. So he brings us over there, and we get to the hotel, and my homegirl Erica was like, I don't know why we weren't texting. We were just like literally in the car, like with them saying this, like they couldn't hear us. And I was like, I don't want to hang out with them. And she was
just
like,
straight to their face in the back of the car.
And she was like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna give them a fake room number. And I was like, okay, cool. So then we get there and we get out and we're like, okay, we're gonna go head on up. Just park the car. We're in like room 214 or whatever. And they're like, okay, we'll meet you there. And then we go up. We were not in room 214. We were like in like 147 or something. It was like totally wrong. And they were like calling us, and we ignored their call. And then like the next day, I'm pretty sure we like texted them. Was like, oh my god, we were so drunk we don't even remember what room we were in. We just thought y'all like flaked on us. And we're like, thanks for the ride though. That was the same night that she put her Mardi Gras beads in the freezer.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. This is a good question. But she put her Mardi Gras, like she had these giant Mardi Gras beads that she had like got. But they were like huge, like the balls were like this big, like, and it was like all around.
I love some good big balls.
And then she put them in the hotel freezer or the ice box.
Were they gonna go bad, girl?
I think she was hiding them.
From you?
I don't know who she was hiding them from. You know? But like we
from the bead thieves?
Yeah.
From these guys that weren't gonna meet you in your non-existent room?
Right. I don't know. Yeah, that's just crazy stuff.
Oh, I can't.
This cake is so good though.
Right. This little baby just chilling out.
It might be.
Ooh, I want you in my room.
Come here, Skipper.
Look, turn him over. He has a little butthole.
No.
I saw that one before I put him on the cake.
It kind of looks like. It kind of reminds me of like Skipper, Barbie's little sister.
What?
Barbie has a little sister named Skipper.
I know, but what? The bald baby, like what?
I don't know. You know, I'm like very into the Barbie universe. There's Barbie. There's Skipper. There was like Summer and Teresa. Those were her friends. And you know, like her and Ken broke up for a little bit, and like she dated this guy named like Blaine or something.
That sounds like
he was like a surfer.
What is that game that you play with like all your friends and you're going to the mall and there's like the mystery date? Is that what it's called?
Mystery date?
You call the guy on the cell phone and you're like, oh hey Brad, how are you?
Hey Brad, I never played that. that was a girl's game. I wasn't allowed to play that. So.
Good times.
But I think that we've rambled on enough about Mardi Gras and babies and Barbies.
Babies.
And I'm out of drink.
Plastic babies with buttholes.
I'm like out of drink. All I have is like whipped cream left.
Oh, mine's about to be gone. They were good. You should have one.
They were good. You should definitely have them. I'm already like feeling the buzz. Like I'm feeling the fantasy.
This has a lot of alcohol in it.
It's so good though. I'm a little warm. It's like 15 degrees outside.
Not mad about it.
Yeah, it's freezing outside.
It's supposed to be the coldest day or whatever on Monday, huh?
I know. We haven't froze like this since like 1997. Shout out. Some of y'all weren't alive. But anyway, I think that's it for today's after party. Be sure to share your stories or whatever with us in the comments about.
Tell us about your first Mardi Gras. That's what I want.
Or your favorite one.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah. What did you do? Did you tell some guy some random hotel room number?
Yeah. Did you pass out in the streets?
Did you show your titties for some beads?
Not titties. Anyway, so be sure also to go check out Cocktail Party if you haven't already. Go check out the episode that goes with this. Learn how to make these drinks, and of course,
get messed up with us.
Right.
Watch this episode and have a couple of our shots.
So also of course subscribe to this channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. We'll be posting pictures of these looks, stuff like that. I'm feeling very Mardi Gras parade ready. But
ready to be on the float, tossing beads at you.
Here, take them.
Take them.
But definitely follow us on all social media platforms and subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, and change it to all content or whatever, so that you can get all the updates on when we post videos for sure. And other than that, we're actually be coming back very soon for another episode of Cocktail Party and After Party this month. It might not get posted next month though, but we'll see. But
time for National Pokemon Day again?
Yes, it is, like in February.
Huh.
So we'll
Too bad they
actually.
don't have Pokemon Snap. Too bad that's not.
I know. We'll talk about that though in After Party out next time. But be sure to check out that episode as well. It's gonna be super fun. We're actually doing multiple drinks for you, so it'll be a blast.
Just like last year.
Yep.
I can't believe it's already been a whole year.
I know. I'm excited though. But I digress once again. But we will see you right here next time on After Party.